Okay, so we're gonna escort them down and then we'll put them in their fancy wagons that'll bring them right down the center. And you know, it might be terrifying for a child to be part of this wedding party. They don't know what all this fuss is about. But if you smile at them, I'm sure they'll feel really welcome as they come down and feel really special as well. When you hear your names, if you'll come down, we have the groom's niece, Capri Crowell, and we also have Olivia Puloka. Capri Crowell's father, Roman, is one of the closest friends of our groom, and so she is the groom's niece. Olivia Puloka is the bride's niece. Oh, well, they get an honorable mention because apparently, oh, there you go. Oh, this is Olivia. Now, if I'm not wrong, if that's Olivia's mommy, then your grandma is Lowena, who's the oldest sister of Mele's family. So we're represented well on that side. This is Lowena's granddaughter. Isn't she beautiful? How about a round of applause? She'll feel welcome if you smile. So cute, your yellow tutu. Okay, next we introduce to you Hotaya Piena and Lina Uluave. Lina happens to be cousin to the groom. And then we have Hotaya, whose mother Lupe is also a cousin of the bride. So they're nieces. Come on, a niece over on the left and a cousin on the right. Girls, I'm so scared you're gonna trip over. So let's take your diva walk down the steps. Thank you. So we have Soane Pututao, Servisi Piutao and his nice stunners, and Lopiseni Funaki, nephews of the bride. Come on, guys. He wants to draw a picture for me right here. His message is, Mom and Dad, help me every day to go to the temple and be married like KJ and Cindy. Thank you. You guys want to help him down too? Complete with sunglasses and water gun. Make sure you shoot all the aunties and uncles who are getting impatient with us because they're hungry. Next we have Inoke Piena, who's the son of Keola and Lupe Piena, nephew of the bride. Emeline Puloka, who's also a niece of the bride. Kehao Piena, niece of the bride. How about a round of applause, everybody? And this is Lesina Piena, who's older sister of Kehao, right next to her, one of the beautiful Piena children. Now, one of the reasons they're excited to be part of the wedding party is many of them get to have the bride as their babysitter. And we've already seen how she is with these children on Moana Street. We know she's going to be a very good mom. Okay, that's your cue, guys. Here we go. Watch your step and your fancy shoes. Look at boy, you're so handsome. Makaylee Ika, who's the bride's first cousin. Makaylee's mother is Lupe, and she's a sister to Mele. So she's first cousins with the bride. Then we have Naomi Puloka, who's also the bride's niece, visiting us today. This is Lowena's granddaughter. Thank you, ladies. And you can just be everyone's escort since you're still there with my pen. We'd like to introduce the Uluave girls. We have Celafina, Shaylee, Patiola, and Malia. Come on out, girls. Now, two of them are Sai and Ipo's daughters. So So they're actually first cousins to the groom. And then two of them are Siotame's daughters, so they're actually aunties, really. They're just very young. So can we have all of you beautiful Ulu'abe ladies come down in your beautiful white dresses? Okay, we have Alex Elias Helu, who's the bride's nephew, and Elias Puloka, who's also the bride's nephew. Oh, he's sleeping, but he's here. He's traveled a long way to be here with us. Carrying his mom, Alisi, and Alisi's actually first cousins with the bride. Her mother, Tema Helu, is a sister to Mele Lavu Lavu. All right, we're going to introduce Devita Ulu'abe, who's the groom's cousin, Vai Piena, the bride's nephew, Keoga Piena, if you'll join us, Ben Holakeituai, who's the bride's nephew. Oh wow, I've never seen you guys look so handsome. And Jack Bowers, if you'll please join us on stage. Yes, he's also cousin to the groom. Thank you, boys. Come on down. We'd like to introduce the bridesmaids and the groomsmen. And there were a lot of quick switches towards the end for their partners, so if you'll bear with me. First, we'd like to introduce Amelia Fetuani, who is the cousin of the bride, who's come a far distance to be with us. She's actually here from New Zealand to celebrate with her cousin Cindy. And Amelia Fetuani is escorted by none other than Jackson Chuchimapu Jr., who many of you know. These boys all grew up together on Mo Street. They call themselves Mo Street Riders. And I didn't know he just recently returned. I thought he was still out. 2 years has flown by. It's good to have you back from the Reno, Nevada mission. Once again, it's Amelia Fetuani and Jackson Chuchimapu Jr., one of the Mo Street Riders. We introduce you to Anake Moeatu and Alexander Fetuli. Anake Moeatu is a cousin of the bride. Anna's mother is actually first cousins with the bride's mom. And she is walking just fine. I'd seen her on crutches for quite some time, and we're glad to see she's recovered because we need to see her back on the volleyball field. She's a freshman at Kahuku High and Intermediate, and she's escorted by Alexander Fetuli, also known as Cubby. We're actually excited that he could be here because he's one of the close friends of the groom who's grown up with him almost all their lives. He also he returned with honor from his mission. Please give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to invite the kids to please walk down the center. Yeah, pull. Yeah, there you go. Pull the wagon and head that way. They keep looking back like, why? And if any of you happen to be related to these children, maybe you should clap for them as they head down. Some of them for the first time are in a wedding party, and it's going to be hard to keep that white dress very nice and clean and white through the rest of the reception. But now that you've been introduced, it's okay. I'm sure your moms won't mind if they see a little bit of the food on it. Definitely reminiscent of this party we're having today for KJ and for Cindy. Okay, Meliana Helu is the first cousin of the bride. Recently graduated from Liahona High School, and she came all the way from Tonga to be here for her first cousin. Meliana's mom is Tema Helu, and she's a sister to Mele. So that makes them first cousins, as you can see. Then we've got Tolovaya TJ Tito, who's a fellow Lion boy to the groom, grew up playing football, served in the Houston, Texas mission, and he works at Photopoly as a model, as you can see. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the poses that people pay big money for when they buy the pictures at the Polynesian Cultural Center. All right. Go ahead, your walk of fame happens now. Very nice, a double spin. Ang, ang. All right, next we have Inga Ngatubay, first cousin of the bride. Inga's mom, Sefi Ngatubay, happens to be a sister to Melanie Nablavo as well. First cousin of the bride is escorting Roman Crowell. And actually, Roman just moved to Utah, so he came back for the wedding. And he's a childhood friend of the groom who is now married, and his beautiful baby girl he's holding in his hands with her cute yellow tutu was introduced earlier today. And this is how you show your friend you love him. You move to Utah, and the very next month, you fly home to show him you approve of his bride and his decision to be married. So ladies and gentlemen, here you have it. Inga Ngatubay and Roman Crowell. Okay, next we have Sepi Ika, who's flown in from Salt Lake City, Utah, and she's with Sekope Tangilala. First cousin to the bride. Her mother is Mele Lablavo's sister, Lupe. That's who Lupe Piena is named after. And she's a returned missionary from the Seattle, Washington mission. Will graduate in December from BYU Provo. Says here that she's very single. And Mr. Tangilala here is the groom's roommate at Utah State. Right on. Close friend who's from California. He's a returned missionary from Las Vegas, Nevada. I think it's great we announce that they're all returned missionaries, something that we can all the children are looking up to you, even as we speak. Thank you. We next introduce the older sister of the young lady we just talked about there, Feliika, who's a very familiar face because she actually attended BYU Hawaii. She's the first cousin to the bride. Her mother is a sister. Their mothers are sisters. And this is Shane Mawinatu. They were companions from the Salt Lake City West Mission. So you probably speak Spanish too? No. Okay, same mission, but our groom was actually assigned to learn Spanish. So you guys probably didn't talk story on the mission. You served together, however. And we're glad to have you here from Long Beach, California, and you recently got engaged. So, we thank Shane Mawinatu and Felicita Ika being here to represent their families, the mission, and a friendship that'll last forever. Michelle Francis Stacy and Stephen Siilata. Michelle Francis Stacy is one of our bride's best friends. They played college softball together. She met the bride in the trainer's room because she popped her teeth out. How did you do that? That is the question. Michelle graduated from BYU Hawaii with a bachelor's in elementary education. She's already lived in Tonga before. Wow. And she's escorted by Stephen Siilata, friend of the groom from Laie, who recently returned from his mission in Las Vegas. He's going to Snow College at the moment. There you have it, Michelle and Stephen. Dallas Tapusoa Touli, very good friend of the bride, is escorted by Tingi Baba Hill. Dallas Tapusoa, of course, friend of the bride. When they were friends, they actually played softball together. And since those college days, she's now married and a mother of a beautiful daughter. And her daughter's name is Sky. Tingi Baba Hill is another Mo Street rider to the groom. I know they all graduated at the same time, right from the heart of Laie. He plays football in Arizona, so we're happy he could be home to celebrate with his ride or die friend who's getting married today. Next we have Sai Balanadagi and Evan the General Moy. Sai was the bride's trainer from the Marshall Islands mission. For those of you who don't know, our bride served her mission, Marshall Islands, Kiribati speaking. And this was her trainer. You did a good job. She came home and spoke fluently, so it sounded. She's from Fiji. She's currently a student here at BYU Hawaii. And the young man needs no introduction. Very handsome friend of the groom who returned from his mission to California, Anaheim, and he's going to school in California at the moment. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sai Balinavagi and Evan Moy. That's a gentleman to help her down. Because you know, these days, the girls like to wear these really fancy shoes that don't really feel good. Ask me, because I know. I have a pair right now, and it must have a weight limit because my feet are throbbing like the cartoon, yeah? So I'm going to stand still in this corner. Girls, after you get introduced, then you can take the shoes off and let your feet breathe. We're going to introduce Taofi Sanft. Taofi Sanft is the first cousin of our groom. Yes, Ofi returned from her mission, and though she had many things she could have done, she's chosen to stay here in Laie because the time that you have with your grandparents is priceless. Taofi is the daughter of the only sister of all the Uluave brothers, Lose Sanft. And this handsome young man that's escorting her happens to be related to her as well. This is the young man who bears the name of his father. Hard shoes to fill. This is Dallin Muti Jr. And he goes to UIW, San Antonio, Texas. There's a university in Texas. They have Texas in common because this family, the Sanfts, can't get away from Texas. He'll be graduating very soon. And we ask that you give them a round of applause. Taofi Sanft, handsome Dallin Muti, on the groom's side of the family. Next we introduce Brooklyn Beatty and Elder Loti Toilupe. Brooklyn Beatty is the friend of the bride. They played softball together. She's from Laie, currently lives in Salt Lake City, and will attend the U of U. Go Utes! She served in the New York mission, and it says here that she's taken. Oh, looks like we need to have a talk. We want to know. Now we have Elder Loti, otherwise known as Loti G to most of you. And this young man is definitely taken because he is going to be in the Lord's vineyard, serving in God's army. This will be the last time he does something worldly before he goes to the MTC. And he's going to throw down and make all of Laie so proud. Right, Loti? There goes the pressure. The answer is yes. Ioe. Okay. How about another round of applause as they take their Walk of Fame. Next we introduce Nalia Tafua and Kent Besse. Nalia Tafua is a friend of the bride from Laie, another softball player. Gosh, we have really good-looking softball players. Looking at Coach Mapo, and I know he has a lot to do with some of the skills of these young women. And she returned missionary, another one. This is so great, from Detroit, Michigan. She's going to school at BYU Provo. Escorting her is Kent Besse, aka The Voice, which means we're probably going to hear him sing today. What a perfect name for you. Is Besse your last name? Wow. For those of you who don't know Tongans, Besse means sing. What a great thing to do. Name your son Kent Besse, and he can really Besse Mali. So we will be listening for your singing later on. You can go if you like. Right on. Okay. Next we have Jasmine Tor, one of the best friends of the bride. Recently returned from Coban, Guatemala mission. Played softball with the bride in high school and college. Fellow Mo Street rider, George Bolelli. That's the fellow Mo Street rider, right? Or both of you? They're gonna do a selfie right now with a selfie stick, a sign of the times, ladies and gentlemen. This generation don't even pay attention to what we're saying. They just do their own thing. Even when they have a meal, they don't eat it. They take a picture of it first. That's right. Go on with your bad self and take a picture of everyone behind you as they give you a round of applause. This is KJ's companion from the Salt Lake City West Mission, who was originally from California. He just bought a brand new Chevy Malibu 2009, which means he has wheels and makes him more eligible than just a plain return missionary. All right, round of applause for George Moleli, Jasmine Toa, Mo Street Riders in the house. Okay. Now you know the best things come in threes. So the bride and groom, since they met, they knew each other through high school, but since they actually officially started dating that May night that they sent a text to each other, they decided, we love so many people, it's hard to choose who would be in the wedding party. So they brought all of you people who are significant to them, and for the best man and the maid of honor, we actually have 3 of each. So we'd like to introduce at this time Naina Fale, who's one of our maids of honor, who's the BFF or best friend of our bride, Christopher T. Isn't he handsome? Yes, from the side. Naina recently graduated from BYU with a bachelor's in human resources. She's from Kapaka Farms and proud of it. This is Cindy's ride or die. So it's, you know, since Mo Street has a Mo Street Riders, now we have Kapaka Farm Riders. All right? These are the women who will make the best wives because they went with their fathers to the farm and they know how to work, right? It's true. And they're proud of it, nothing wrong. Because at the end of the day, when you get back from the farm, you clean out your fingernails, put on some high heels, and voila, you look this good. Christopher, AKA Topher, started mission in Singapore and he finished in Roseville. That's how good he is. The Lord needed him in 2 vineyards. He's currently the CEO of Ali'i Turf, and we're happy to say that he's single at the moment. Here they come. Next maid of honor, very close cousin. They've grown up their whole lives. I've seen them in the Ha'ula 6th Ward. I can't believe what beautiful women they are now. This is Mele Tilini, who's actually connected to the bride the same way that Anake Moeatu is. They're Mele Tilini's mother and Anna's mother are first cousins. Isn't she beautiful? Oh my goodness. And yes, I candy both of them because she's escorted by James Sant, who's also a best man. James Sant is the oldest son of the only sister of all the Ulu'abe brothers from which our groom came from. And James Sant has returned home to celebrate this day. Mele Tilini is from Ha'ula High Hills. Oh wow, I didn't know there was a High Heels in Ha'ula. Like Beverly Hills, we get high heels in Ha'ula. They've been best friends since the diaper days, AKA Hanabara days. She currently dances for the PCC promo team, just came home from Odaiba, Japan, I know that. And first cousin of the groom is a returned missionary from the Reno, Nevada mission. The blessing of hearing both he and the groom speak when they returned from their mission was to me a witness of the pioneer legacy that they have in the church. Ladies and gentlemen, Mele Tilini, James Sant, best man, maid of honor, the final maid of honor, is the older sister of our bride. For those of you who don't know, in the Labu Labu family, there are 4 children. The oldest is Sione, and then the young lady I'll introduce. Cindy is number 3, and her baby brother is serving his mission, Elder Labu Labu in Australia. Which is why I think it's so important that we mention so many of the returned missionaries. Because there's a brother who can't be here to celebrate today, but who we celebrate because of his decision to serve the Lord and the example that was set by his sister who's married today. This is the older sister of our bride who has always been, even though she's shorter than Cindy, guarantee she can crack Cindy. And she also has been such an amazing example. Those of us who know Lana know that she's very responsible. and has always showed she's Cindy's only sister who has a very big heart. And she's always shown Cindy tough love. By the way, when I'm talking, you guys can come in. So Cindy wants everyone to know that she looks up to Lana and loves her so much, even though she may not express it to her. How about a round of applause for the wannabe best man? You know you're special when you also have an uncle come and escort you. Standing next to her is a young man who needs no introduction, a perfect gentleman, raised well. You know very well that he's close to his mother because of the way he treats every woman he sees. This is tall in stature, but also has a big heart like Lana, Siotame Ulu Ave, the younger brother of our groom, who today has not lost a brother, but gained a sister he's never had before. I would like to say, that your brother did write something about you. I know he's graduating in 2 weeks. Right now, he's chewing gum because he's so tired. The seniors had lockout last night. He never sleep. So, he is running on zero energy, but he's on a spiritual high, as his brother is going to be a husband to an amazing wife. All right, you guys can walk down. He'll be graduating summa cum laude, and he's committed to Snow College and their football team in the fall, and he's also preparing for a mission. I think he is preparing, but his brother just wrote that just in case. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've been so patient. Every single branch of our family is represented for the bride and groom, and the friends who have been eternal friends and companions in the mission are here. As we look up, how perfect is that? We look up to the stage as we look up to a young man and young woman that so many people in this community love so much. KJ is named after his grandfather, Cristiane. That's his father's father. He's also named after his mother, Kimberly's father, Jack Russell, who's here from Wyoming today. And then to make it even better, he bears the name of his great-grandfather, Solomone Uluave. Many years ago, he met a beautiful young lady, born of goodly parents. And their dream was to someday serve a mission, make their best of friendship and eternal companionship. And that dream came true yesterday at noon. Ladies and gentlemen, will you stand and join the wedding party as we face the stage and look up to a young couple whose eternal perspective is so great that it starts today. Cristiane Jack Solomone Uluave, oldest son of Ben and Kimberly Redmond, big brother to Tame Boy and Sailosi Uluave, a Mo Street rider till he dies, born in Idaho Falls, raised in the heart of Laie, served in the Salt Lake City West Mission Spanish speaking, ready to give up his Xbox today, and can't wait to wake up every morning to make breakfast for the woman who stands to his right. This is Cindy Lola Lavu Lavu Uluave, daughter of Devita and Mele Lavu Lavu, raised by parents and her siblings Sione, Lana, and Elder Lavu Lavu, or Ellie, that we missed today. She served in the Marshall Islands Majuro Mission, Kiribati speaking. She's originally from Kapaka Farms and proud of it. So happy to finally be married to her best friend for time and all eternity. And those tears are tears of joy. So as they take their walk, we invite you to exercise with us and clap for as long as you can. When they pass you, your section can clap till they take their spot at the front of the table, where we can continue to look up to them through the rest of this reception. A man is willing to give up his Xbox that is truly a commitment. Sue, never give it up yet. All the little children who were also part of the wedding party, many of them, their babysitter is married today. And it doesn't mean they've lost the babysitter. Auntie Cindy will still babysit for you guys, Kayla. If anything, it's been good practice, and we know for sure she'll be a wonderful mother someday. As soon as Cindy sits down, the rest of you can sit down, even though my cousins at this table already sat down a long time ago. See, if the Paifekau and the President of the state can remain standing out of respect for the bride and groom, then this guy from Mount Fama should still be standing right now. All right, the rest of the evening will I think, be a lot easier because you're not going to wait for much. In fact, there were so many who were prepared to entertain and be part of this celebration. I think the reason I love they chose the color yellow is it's just such a happy, pick-me-up kind of color. So I want you to start by smiling. If you're happy to be here, notify your face. If there's someone you don't know, smile at them, introduce yourself. A wedding is a good place to meet people, especially if you're young, single, and available out there in the front. We would like to invite the father of the bride. This man, David Talamlami, for those of us who know him, know that he is a hands-on kind of a dad raising his children. His daughter